Welcome to the mid-August special edition of FC Talk, my podcast about my vision, my practice of artistic nude photography. This podcast is hosted initially on my website fcphotography.com, then on Spotify, and then on my YouTube channel Francesco Coppola. Welcome to this new episode. It is a special edition thought specifically for the mid-August celebration that we in Italy have. It is an old, very old tradition that comes from the late Roman Empire, when was decreed that the people that work on the countryside, the farmers, can have 1 month of pause from work, celebrating the good fortune of the emperor. And that in modern Italy is called Ferragosto, where everything is closed. This is an advice for every possible tourist in Italy. Don't expect to come here and find many open places. Ferragosto is festive. So, as usual, in this unusual episode, we treat more or less two main arguments, and we have a final wrap. I start now with the first topic. For those of you that follow my website, you can have seen that I had to make a difficult decision. That is the one which I have decided to. I had to take down my legacy blog. What is the legacy blog? My legacy blog is the older part of my blog that has been updated every Monday since 2018. And I had to do it because when I started francescocopolaphotography.com, I was into the path to make a fashion photography portfolio. I started organizing model shoot with various models and time to time practicing month by month, obtaining at least around 20 or 25 images to present to the model agencies in Milan, the only 6 more serious that work in the international fashion circuit with the international models. And that is a long story of experimentations, of exiting from my comfort zone, improvisations. I've learned there to improvise too, and being always creative, because even fashion photography, the first rule is be unique, because to be correct is too easy. And there is a big crowd of people that try to enter the fashion photography world. You have to distinguish yourself. That is the blog where I've recorded to when a version 1.0 2.0 of that portfolio has been lectured by a professional photographer that works in the field and it is actually active and works even in USA, for instance. That was a good, get me a good general response. Obviously, that 1.0 version of my portfolio had issues, but he gave me the indications to reshoot the part and complete it to have a 2.0 better version with which I could with confidence go and present it to the model agencies. You know what happened after? It happened that in the fashion world has begun the invasion of AI tools, artificial intelligence tools that in a pair of mid to low tier fashion brands has started to use to cheapen on photographer, models, all the crew that work around the model, to make cheaper campaigns and editorials that obviously a company of general goods or commodities thinks for first to cut costs, but the fashion, high fashion obviously shouldn't consider its products like such. They are pieces of creativity, they have traits of uniqueness, of high quality making materials. It's possible that Valentino, Armani, Louis Vuitton will continue to spend on models and capable photographers and the crew. Only that, to me, that signal is just enough to have some post-traumatic sensations from my previous work or life. When I tried from before 2010 to 2014, I tried to enter the publishing, the novel publishing world, the Italian one obviously, where I did many things for free. It has been really a great display of generosity by me, and not so intended, but it happened to be. So I have exactly the perception when a creative field that could have a lot of work to do and attract people by its fame can start to, as I call it, die, because they start to be unable to distinguish quality in the work that the people do or the things they write. They start to consider their creative production nothing more than a commodity one. So these are really two exactly signs, at least for the Italian environment. If you work with someone that say, I cannot distinguish anymore what is good quality or not, and then start to advise you to say, don't consider it to be too of some divine thing, some artistic thing. We produce and sell in that case was books. Books are nothing different from diapers, nothing different from, I don't know, the prefab sauce that you find in the supermarket. You have to treat them, and then from that it comes an avalanche that brings to exploitment of free work that young people maybe are consider good to start even to work for free because it's a way to enter and learn the job, but because hoping that in the future doing work, producing even better articles, interviews can bring to nothing. Bring to really nothing. Italian publishing sector is only exploitment, is a dead business. From that business, I received the superpower to distinguish dead businesses. So when I saw that those two firms of the lower tier of photography started to cheapen on photographers and models and crew, I had the first sign. Those firms doesn't consider what they produce nothing more than a commodity, so it has to be produced at the lower cost possible, and the fact that they can't distinguish quality from a real photo made to a real model made by a human photographer that received the treatment from a real crew, from an artificial intelligence version. And surely I didn't find really wanting to find myself struggling elbow by elbow into trying to enter those fewer at least places that there are for the higher tier fashion films. That said, it's repeating. For a business, we return to the business thinking. When you show what you produce, it's an internet rule, but it's a rule from the feedback from people. You cannot be diverse. You cannot put together on a website, for instance, photos of models, photos of married couples, photo portraits of particularly weird people you find on the street. They all are part of the bigger umbrella of portrait photography, but people don't like to see so different types of photos. It seems really unprofessional. This for portfolio sites. If you do the jump that I'm trying to do, to be no more a portfolio, but an atelier or a shop online, but I won't make the mistakes of the bad CEOs of certain firms. What I do is not a commodity. You can be certain that I don't treat what I do like a commodity. I don't cheapen, nor in money, nor in effort, nor in time. But that said, when you trying to sell artistic photos, you choose your genre, and in that you focus. Even because one of the technique of the selling techniques in art photography that is known to be working is the scarcity technique. So you offer for a short time, short quantity of images that after that time they will be no more showed online. That thing can work if you are known in the right places. That is the issue that I meet, that I have met. And in that, surely having a portfolio page, maybe with the same images, where the template of your website is made to show them big because it's portfolio, and the portfolio pages are studied to show big images, and that was the first that I had to cut out from my website, the portfolio. Quite the same thing is with the old blog. With the old blog, where I showed after the editing the older model shoot. You have another copy of a photo that can be easily stealed by downloading the pages. If you download the page, every browser gives you this chance to do it. The photographer loses money, simply. But obviously those that try to obtain a cheap screen grab images are not my clients, because even if the image obtained there is goodish, quite enough, is nonetheless a low-res pro-internet image. You can print but not too large. What I propose obviously are big prints from big files that don't go on internet, or at least I don't show them, but at the printing service I give them the full resolution to obtain the largest image printable. That is the best thing that can be displayed on the walls of a house. And so that is the motivation, the business motivation that I have to take down my legacy blog. That is a sad thing. That is a sad thing, but even worse it would be if I fail to transform my years of studies, of practice, of passionate improvisations, inventions, discoveries in an artistic career that give me that social position I so powerfully desire to achieve. That is the goal, is that, and everything else has to take a step back. This said, this is the very first topic. We arrive to the second and the main one, and this one is more well, it is autobiographic nonetheless, because my source of inspiration is the life that I lived for what I obtain or what I obtain not, but desired in the past to have. And in this day of Ferragosto, Ferie Augusti, the weight is its sound very similar to what very often in this period of the year, since my freshman years, has always been. I remember a scene, The Peanuts, in which Charlie Brown, leaning on a wall with Linus, asks when the good times start. And this is a question that is so in line with my life, since when I was a teenager, sat on the terrace we had in Catania facing the sea, with yet a medical situation not properly curated, and that I felt that there was an invisible frame that made me incapable to have relationships with the girls that I at the time I'd like to have. And the nowadays man that has prepared, has worked for, or have received some long-awaited bitter resources, still useful, that will open some prospect, some possibility, only last week, and that have to stay in this commonly considered a holiday season, where everything is closed, everything is blocked. What I've done in the previous weeks brought me to wait for two answers from two selections to know if I will be published or not. I have to wait the end of the month. I will have the consultancy with an artist coach, but to book it I have to wait the start of September. Those money must be invested to make them grow, and even for that, having a consultant to find a free consultant, I have to wait September. Everything that, for instance, I have restarted to organizing new model shoot. For that, I have to wait October, and that I should stay put even in this staycation state in which I live. I should rest and recharge. Only thing I can't. My spirit, my instincts would take the days and tear them apart one by one, to arrive as soon as possible to all the things that has been suspended entering August. Because yes, it's very, very important, if you have followed the story on how I started my business in artistic nude photography, I had a strange situation of a good feedback from magazines, obtaining an exposition, a collective exposition, is really good, but being unable to sell one single print. Then, until there are no results, and the results are the sale of my prints, I cannot be satisfied out of the tunnel. So now it's very important to undergo a complete evaluation of my experimentations, the possibility to speak to an art collector, not only an art coach, an art collector of what is my intuition and why I do what I do. That those publications are only the starting experiments, but in perspective, the more I experiment, the more I will evolve, and as soon as I am capable of finding a good working medium format or large format camera, film camera, I can add another layer of complexity of my work. So, obviously, as every serious artist, we all are in evolution, we all are experimenting, and to know, to have from her an evaluation that can be in a 180 degrees. Stop right now, you don't know what you're doing, your work and your publications have no worth, so stop now and go search for a statal work you are not able, or on the contrary, you are very good, it's very promising what you do, go on, because I could invest in you. I would be very interested in what you do, and this is the way you can reach. This is the practice you have to start to do better. It's better, it's more in line what is possible. This is the strategies, or even this is the place. Am I ready or not to propose my photos to web galleries like Saatchi Artlist, and similar places? That is one thing, important thing. And obviously, even today, few minutes ago, I received a mail that from Café, that is one of the artistic site that I have proposed myself. My exhibition on Nudus 2025 came from Café, that taught me about the 12th Los Angeles Billboard exposition. It could be interesting. It is an event when an organization there called TBC, maybe, organized the display on billboards for 1 month on Los Angeles of artwork, and I had to think about it. What could I propose? The images can be 1 to 20 to send, but they can accept even 1. Is good enough to be shown there. It would be an interesting thing. Obviously, the fact that I will or eventually send my images there doesn't say in automation that I will be selected. Every time, every selection, every deadline, I have nothing that guarantees me that I will be selected. Being selected is already a prize for me. I hope that after the 6 prizes obtained with the Nudus 2025, that is the 7th, I can continue to have them and double this number until Christmas time. I hope. Nothing guarantees me, but you know, the deadline for this Billboard artwork exposition event is the 11th of September. Yet again, another wait for the next month. That gives me a very interesting and not resting life. There is no rest for the wicked. And we can say that there is anyway a difference between my early years questions on when the good time will arrive. That time it was more partly a medical situation, obviously. Anyway, and there is a difference. Nowadays, what I'm waiting is waiting for something for which I have worked for. I have studied, I've practiced, I've made the artistic choices, the artistic practice, and surely trying to watch from outside my life, I can say that it's an interesting tale. I have this truth to say about me. I think that can be interesting. Obviously, it depends much on the final. Will I have an happy ending? Who knows? For now, it's difficult to. No one predicts the future. Now we close this second and main topic, and we wrap. Having listened this special edition podcast, now you know better than many others, even better than some recent acquaintances that I made during the entrepreneurship course I made. But even if you have lost some information, some episode of my podcast, don't worry, you can recover. If you go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/Francesco Coppola Photography, you will have plenty of chances to discover myself while the things happens. Aside for the old work, obviously, that I have yet to complete to share there, even if now there is a good number of, I think, 6 or 7 sets of artistic photography that I put there, and you have, if you have this curiosity, you have the chance to know better about my gear, my techniques, and how I present myself to the magazines, how I do select them, because the selection is very important part too. What experiments I think I can do. What my mind tells me, it would be cool if I put the model with this prop in this situation with this light. It can give me good vibes. It can give good vibes in the photo, the final photo. And obviously, if, as I fiercely hope, my career develops, goes on, and I will be able to be present in exhibitions and art fairs around the world, there will be the announcement, there will be the celebration for it, but there will be, even for those that can reach these places, the place when we can meet together, but only if you follow me on my Patreon page. And you are hearing me, you have heard this. I hope you have followed my website and have listened at least 1 or 2 more podcasts. I think you can agree it will be a authentic reach too, reach in spirit, artistic. We hope life-changing experience that you can follow and I can share in the details with you. And I hope this show is enjoyed by you. I expect to find you very soon in my network. And so now I leave you with a Ferie Augusti for you. That I hope really for you don't have these wild dreams like me. Maybe you have your work, now you are resting. I hope you can recharge, you can rest, you can heal, and I leave you to the old emperor decreed ferie, holidays. And we will meet soon, starting from next week, with the next part of the model shoot I have already published the Monday of the last week. So shine on, per aspera ad astra.